the special grace of God, everything is in place.
20 years ago is cool. It's about 4 years ago. We have some challenges, but this time around everything is getting.
Now to the southeast, where we have Operation Udoka. The troops of Operation Udoka sustain the momentum in finding, flushing out, and destroying the indigenous people of Biafra and their Eastern Security Network terror members at locations in which they were hibernating.
7 a.m. December 2022, a sit-at-home order civil disobedience campaign in the southeast. On 14th of June 2023, another one-week-long sit-at-home campaign from 3rd to 10th of July 2023, there was a 70% compliance according to reports. These orders were meant to cripple economic activities in the southeast region, thinking they could force the Nigerian government to listen to their demands and release Nnamdi Kanu from detention.
Body born of man or woman.
The effort not only failed to create the effect that they had hoped for, it further destabilized the region and set people back as residents began to grumble and lament failed businesses. People who disobeyed this order go through days. Over 250 people have been killed through enforcement of the sit-at-home since August 2021. Deep inside the forest of the southeastern part of Nigeria is a group that has managed to keep the Nigerian government on its feet for over a decade now. The Eastern Security Network ESN is another group of the indigenous people of Biafra, a pro-Biafra separatist movement. They are into illegal oil burglary, oil theft, as well as weapon and ammunition trafficking. There are also cases of kidnapping for ransom, cultism, assassinations, and communal clashes. In October 2023, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gwabi Musa Inouye, announced the establishment of Operation Udoka to flush banditry and end the sit-at-home menace in the southeast region.
When we came in last year, July, for those of you that have been coming, as some of you attested to, the situation was not all that palatable. The cases of sit-at-home, assassinations were actually at the peak. But by and large, with the appropriate guidance from our Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of Defense Staff, we've been able to actually calm down the situation to what you can see. So starting from the rear, the case of sit-at-home, there's virtually nothing like sit-at-home. Now, what we have is more of the attitude of the people. A lot of people have seen sit-at-home as an extension of the wicked. I served there as a young officer. I don't think those of you that grew up in the southeast, you see people going to the markets on Sundays 10, 20 years ago. But if you go around on Sundays, you see a lot of activities for people that own businesses. On Mondays, the government officials or people that are not only business, but are working, use sit-at-home as the third day of the weekend. But if you go, you see vehicles owners, people going to school, on Mondays, that's the way it is. But it's a double-edged thing. We've been able to, while people are suffering, a lot of people have now come to the realization that they've been deceived. And unfortunately, it is actually the locals or the people that are actually suffering from this.
The troops of Operation Udoka successfully conducted a series of activities in the theater of operation to ensure a safe and secure Southeast region.
Now, what have we done because of the festive period? For the past 1 month, we normally have Ugweke, Python dance, Golden Dawn. We done Golden Dawn 3 last year. You know, we have to do another one this year. This is a critical period that we know a lot of visitors coming. And we have another operation that is ongoing. And we're following some of the releases we've given up and some of the successes we've achieved or we've recorded. They are there.
Since the sit-at-home erupted, Southeast has been closed to some journalists until now. Defense correspondents were accompanied by the Nigerian military officials who traveled to the front lines of the fights. We traveled all the way from Abuja, the Nigeria Federal Capital Territory, to southeastern parts of the country to observe the region and get acquainted with the operational achievement of the Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka. We were welcomed by the 38th General Officer Commanding, Force Commander, Major General Hassan Taiwo Dada, and the members of his team who briefed us on the operational activities of the Operation Udoka.
2 locally fabricated 81mm mortar bombs and 2 RPG bombs. Other recovered items include 18 by AK-47 rifles, 22 fabricated pistols, 32 pop-action guns, 32 dome guns, binoculars, several CCTV cameras, walkie-talkies of recovered and destroyed items in Operation Udoka is shown on the screen. In a variety of non-kinetic operations. Accordingly, the modest efforts of the division in this regard are worthy of mention.
We need to speak about the criminality, about the whole call of the IPOB ESN thing, which is what a lot of people don't really have understanding. They do not understand. I mean, if you look at the number of victims kidnapped for ransom is becoming so large. It's not the basic responsibility of the military. By the constitution, the police need to are working on that. But who are the people being kidnapped? The same people you claim you want to free are the same people you are kidnapping. And organ harvesting is another issue. The operation that we are conducting presently, you see so many skeletons in the bush of people that were kidnapped, slaughtered, and the organs harvested and all that. So it's actually about the criminal enterprise that is running or being covered by IPOB and agitation.
After which we were taken to Abia State Sector 3 area of responsibility. The sector, as at the time of our arrival, is cool and calm but unpredictable. The sector comprises 3: the maneuver units, the garrison, and the headquarters for Team Brigade in Afia. We were briefed at the Subsector 7 headquarters, FOB Soji.
The operation was aimed to restore peace and stability to the region while addressing various security concerns targeting primarily the activities of criminal elements and insurgent groups ravaging the southwest, which you all are aware. During the period of our blocking position, we took a leap frogging into Aku, which was the area of concentration. And while we are conducting that fighting patrol, we were able to neutralize one by IPOB ESN criminal. We recovered one by Dingon and some belt of ammunition as well as sundry items. We finally trusted into Aku. En route Aku, we cleared 3 camps, 3 major camps. This was a prelude to the following day, because we did that on the 4th of December 2024. On the 5th, December 2024, the combined troops went to the rightmost part where we did not clear, and they were able to identify the supposed Gen2 camp. And you all know Gen2 is one of the major ringleader that is on the run. The man called Zuma have been apprehended, but Gen2 is on the run. I'm very sure, I assure you, shortly, Gen2 will be neutralized.
As of 2024, Sector 3 has limited cases due to troops' aggressive cultural intelligence report on the activities, while the troops are on alert to locate the ringleaders, neutralizing them as Stronghold disseminated. We proceeded to 34 Artillery Brigade in Okigwe, in Abia State, conduct of raid operation ongoing in this region.
We are safe, no problem. We are safe. Everything is normal, nothing. 20 years ago is cool. It's about 4 years ago. We have some challenges, but this time around everything is. This particular market, we don't have any security challenge anywhere.
As of 14 years ago, we didn't say our house. I had a chance to or anything can happen. Even today, anyway, I can't even go to Libya. I know what about
These kinetic operations include intensive clearance and raid operations, air interdiction missions, artillery fire mission, and attacks on IPOB ESN camps. Several anti-illegal blockade operations have been conducted and are still ongoing across the theater, especially in Abia, Imo, and Anambra states. The operations have led to tremendous successes in the arrest of economic saboteurs in the southeast region.
Walking everywhere is calm, cool, and the fishermen are walking. The transporters, they are also walking. So as we are heading now to the naval base, another means of transportation in Imo State and Anambra states. This is another means of transportation whereby you will cross the river from Oguta. Now we cross from Oguta to another side of the road, that is Oguta. We are going to the naval base to go through the river. You can see how we put our operational vehicles. We have our convoy, the military convoys. You know, we have to cross. It is another means of crossing the road.
So from here we're proceeding for a medical outreach as directed. The medical outreach and educational outreach wouldn't take more than an hour. Then we'll come back to the base for our brief and other activities.
Medical outreach in areas like general obstetrics consultation, dental care services, eye checks, ancillary laboratory investigations, free drugs and tests, and health talks on prevalent health issues were carried out at intervals across the area of responsibility. The CGTF intervention program to cushion economic hardship and win public confidence within the theater of operation. The exercise was conducted to mark the peaceful coexistence between the weary communities.
The military came in, we were all having what they call vigilant groups. That is how we prevent our home. So when the military came in, we dissolved that. The military took over.
Yes, we are okay, we are happy, we are comfortable. The security of the place has been taken care of. People are happy walking about. There is nothing to fear. It's generally with the local government, but now, by the special grace of God, everything is in place.
National Bureau of Statistics and Analysis by zones revealed that the Northwest recorded the highest number of kidnapping cases with 1,420,307, followed by the North Central with 317,837, while the least was recorded in the Southeast with 110,432.
As we all know, kidnapping remains one of the most pressing security threats in Nigeria today, globally, but of course Nigeria happens to be the focus today. It has caused untold hardship for countless families, disrupted economic activities, and posed a severe threat to our national stability. This menace demands a robust multi-agency approach, which the multi-agency anti-kidnap fusion cell embodies.
The main objective of the multi-agency anti-kidnap fusion cell was establish, coordinate, and support agencies and services in the operational response to kidnap, collate and analyze data on kidnap figures and trends, and report to the services and agencies, and engage in training programs to enable the cell to be sustainable, develop, and become a pivotal part in kidnap management.
The reduction in kidnapping cases in the southeastern parts of the country was as a result of the offensive operations conducted by the Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka. The Joint Task Force Operation Udoka also engaged in several propagandists in and outside the theater of operation to contain dominant of IPOB propaganda on social media platforms.
Go after the saboteurs in our midst. Go after these mighty saboteurs. Leave all this saboteur TK. Go with the mighty saboteur. Go after those ones. Those are the people that need to be beheaded. Those are the people that need to be burnt to ashes. Those are the people, their houses need to be invaded.
Eastern part of Nigeria, they have come in the name of to shine shoe, to do this, to do all sorts of odd jobs, but now they are into kidnapping. They say that it's fetching them more money. They are on mission to exterminate, kill, maim, wipe all of us.
Nobody born of man or woman.
Either you like it or not, the issue of propaganda is actually a very big problem in the Southeast. Any little thing, everybody knows what it is. So they use the social media and they send a lot of propaganda, lies about misinformation about what is actually happening on the ground. So we've come to the realization we need to have more of community engagement. The military, the way it's structured, we keep on doing a lot of non-kinetic efforts. We used to have Radio Udoka, where we do some of the things to our program, we send them, people listen to it, and we have a program they call iReporter.
My philosophy has been people-centric. The armed forces firstly must ensure that we show that we're committed, we're sincere, we're impartial in what we are doing. And that is what Nigerians have seen. And then people are now warming up. Now people are no more scared of reporting because they know that they will be protected. You know, because somebody feels if he reports certain thing and then the enemy comes after him, next time nobody wants to talk. But now they can know that they can tell us things, we'll take action, and they are protected. With the arrest of Samuel Ekpa, you can imagine what has gone up. People are even speaking up in the Southeast now for the first time. The stay-at-home thing is now being watered down, and I'm sure it's going to stop immediately. We are working together with the governors. What we try to do now is to discuss with everybody, because we realize that fighting asymmetric warfare is about communication. If you stay off and people don't know what you're doing, you get into trouble. So we're taking everybody around, we're bringing everybody together to know that they have a responsibility to do, and that's what's giving us the successes. That they're the ones. It's IPOB and ESN, and again criminal elements. You know, normally when there's impunity, a lot of acts of criminality, and then criminals take advantage of that. Everybody wants to be part of it, and that's what's happening. As Northeast, basically most of them are illiterate, not too well learned. The ones in the Southeast, some, so they know the implications of what they are doing, and that's why they want to stay away, because in case they have been arrested, they don't want to be prosecuted. So those are the difference we have.
Another important aspect of the counter-narratives employed by Operation Udoka is the engagement of the National Orientation Agency across the entire Southeast states to engage the youth in reorientation programs in all the local government areas.
And the FOB has been, and one of the reasons why your FOB has been a blessing to us, because the issues was becoming overwhelming for the other less arms of security. Let me say with every sense of responsibility that since they first pushed in of your military team to help us in the elections, it's been wonderful with them. And we have had a very cohesive relationship. And it is to show you how we feel that I worked hard to put that place in that order. And I've always been collaborating with him to ensure that the little we need to do at this level.
The main reason why we came here is for us to hear you report them to us that they are not doing their work. But from your opening remark, I think we don't need to even ask you to report them again. We already heard what we want to hear. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, actually selected some of these defense correspondents to go around all the operations going on in the country. Like you said, when one is going, you are afraid that something could go wrong. So there's need for these checks and balances so that we know that, or we are rest assured that the assignment they are sent out to do, they are actually doing them and they are winning the confidence of the people. We know that you have your peculiar challenges here, which is not just limited to the Southeast, also all over the country. But we will do our best to see that we liberate communities as much as possible.
In our local parlance, they normally say the presence of a native doctor drives away devil. And each time you notice that a soldier is there, an army officer is there, normally all the hoodlums used to disappear. So they're always there, attentive. We work in collaboration with them and the police.
Our women is mostly known for trading. Before the FOB come, our women, while going to market sometimes, they observe certain uncalled attitudes from the youth. But since the recession of the FOB in the local government, most of those things stopped. So our women, they were happy. They go on their businesses freely. There was no interference again.
Very great impact. One, the uniform alone, scarce. So if you are somebody who is a criminal, or if you're somebody who indulges in acts that is inimical to the society, once the army comes, they are scam. I personally had an experience with them. I was appointed a chairman of a panel of a conflicting community. And I was informed because I needed to visit the locus in quo. That's the place where the matter was holding. So, and I was informed that they said nobody, by whatever name called, should near their village. Because something I've been doing is inviting them to the council to come and testify and this. So, but one day I said, no, you can't be having a problem in your place, especially something like borders on land. I must get there and see what is happening. But I was almost debarred from going. And what did we do? We formed the forward operating base. And look, this is where we want to go, and we need your assistance. Of course, they led the team. And of the truth, when we got there, we saw the place was very volatile. But on seeing the FOB, there was calm. And we had addressed the people. That place today is at peace. So they are actually doing a lot of job.
Anybody coming to cause confusion here, when peace has been installed, that person we will reject. We are thanking you all for applying peace today. The peace you brought in has come to stay, nothing about it. Then as you go, keep praying for us, because with your prayers, that peace you have come to restore will keep staying with us. And God will bless you for that, and bless us for accepting to hold peace on.
Notwithstanding the operational challenges, Operation Udoka will continue to intensify its effort to ensure that the Southeast is safe and the citizens can go about their normal businesses. The Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka will also engage, liaise and interface with other security agencies and community leaders in charting the way forward for a secured environment. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gwabi Musa, will equally redouble efforts at improving troops' capacity through training, while ensuring relevant equipment are provided to enhance their operations. Olaimi Eso, Spy TV.